Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit. I just finished my shower and I didn't dry my hair properly, as you can see. So embarrassing. Anyway, it is Friday, so I thought I would talk about some of the books that I read before I dry my hair and comb it. Anyway, so let me recall. I read Axiom's End, which is by the video essayist Lindsay Ellis. Overall, pretty good book about first contact and whistleblowers and truth being a human right and this relationship between a young girl, Cora, the daughter of the whistleblower, and this alien ampersand, and just all kinds of other things. I made a video to talk about it the other day. I will leave a link to that. Pretty good overall. I would recommend checking it out. There are some issues I have with, some first-time author woes, so to speak. She uses the word intuit a lot. Where she uses it, it's the best word to use, but also the voice of the narrator bleeds into the characters at times, and it's all kind of like, okay, they're all the same person because it's all Lindsay, I know that, but definitely the sense of humor is hers. If you've ever watched any of her video essays, you will recognize it loud and clear, even if you didn't know she was the author, which I think is totally fine. But yeah, when it goes from the narrator to, CIA operatives having the same kind of humor or the same sort of lingo that she uses herself, it reads a little strange. She also uses all but and like over and over and over and over again, and then it goes away for a while, and then it comes in the last chapter, and I all but appreciated that. It was funny at first, and then it kept happening, and then I was like, oh, find another way to describe this reaction, this moment. Other than that, pretty good. Yeah, I look forward to the second one. And I read the last two Percy Jackson books. The last, what's Battle of the Labyrinth or Battle for the Labyrinth? Forgetting. And Last of the Olympians. Hate them. Definitely not my narrative style. Let's leave it at that. There's not a moment to breathe because it's just non-stop goofy action. And that's really my main complaint. It's just like I don't like the narration style, and I don't like the breathlessness of it all. But I did read it so that I could get a leg up on the competition. I'm currently at like 1,300,000 words that I can count toward the thing, otherwise I'd be at 1.8. But my competition is at 2.5, so, not looking good, but I've also read George R. R. Martin's The Ice Dragon, which is about this young girl, I forgot her name, Adara, that's right, Adara. She's a farmer's daughter, and her mother died giving birth to her. She was always a very cold child. In that sense, she makes friends with an ice dragon that when the king comes around and he starts sending his dragon riders around, things get a little bit dicey, let's say, and the ice dragon helps save her. But of course, as you might well know, George R. R. Martin likes to have his bittersweet endings, and it does have a bittersweet ending. I think it's really good. It's pretty dark in its own way, but not too dark. Definitely something that a kid could read. It's emotional. I think it's a pretty solid pretty solid book. And of course, Luis Royo, I hope I said that right. Did I say his name right? The artist, illustrator, yeah. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible artwork here. Yeah. Yeah. Just amazing. This guy is incredible. The book is pretty good. I also read Neil Gaiman's Odd and the Frost Giant. This is Thor. This fox is Loki. The bear is Thor. And the hawk is Odin. They've been banished by a frost giant that wants Freya because, well, I won't spoil why, but it has to do with his brother building a wall and not getting what he was promised. So he takes revenge and casts them out of Asgard, and Odd helps them. And yeah, it reads like a fairy tale with Norse mythology. It's very Neil Gaiman-y in that way, and pretty good, I guess, Nothing too special. Some art all throughout. Pretty cool. I didn't see who the illustrator was. Probably on the front, yeah. Brett Hellquist. Pretty fun. That's all I've got to say about that. I don't think I've read anything else, but I will continue with my competition that I need to really step up because it took me 2 days to... Oh, and I finished Emma by Jane Austen, which I started last week, and then I took a couple days off to read other things because it was taking me a long time, and I found it to be a little annoying to read on my Kindle. The book was fantastic. I love Jane Austen. Emma is wonderful. It's the first time I've read that book, but she's a very self-assured woman who meddles about a little bit too much in other people's lives. Her friend Harriet comes to cross purposes with Mr. Knightley, and yeah, it's a really good fun. But my edition on my Kindle said, oh, this is 220 pages, but I would turn the page after reading a page, and then it would say, oh, it's still page 1. Turn the page again. Oh, it's page 1. Turn the page again. Oh, it's page 2. Turn the page again. Oh, it's page 3. What is going on? And yeah, it was just a formatting issue. I wish it would have just been more accurate. That was the main thing. Okay, this is not a 230-page book. It's probably twice that, at least. Maybe 500 pages, I don't know. With the way it was formatted. I don't know, but I read it. I loved it. You should read it too. I read it for Jane Austen, July, and it's wonderful. So, anyway, the next book I will be reading is this book. Dragon Rider, I believe that's the only name of it, by Cornelia Funk. This is a little bit of a, what is it called? Book haul of sorts. And it's got some art in it, too. Not quite as cool as the other ones. I've never read anything by her, but from my understanding, she is German. Anyway, I barely know anything about it, but Clive Barker seems to enjoy it. A dragon, a boy, a quest. I don't need to read the rest of this to know that I'm going to read it. And that's all I've got to say. I just dropped the book on the bed. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.